It started like any other patrol. A long-range maritime aircraft gliding above the endless blue of the South China Sea. Calm skies, steady hum, nothing unusual. And then, out of nowhere, a shadow appeared on the radar. A Chinese fighter jet closing in fast. Within seconds, it was right there, screaming past the cockpit, engines roaring. And before the crew could even react, the Chinese pilot released a burst of flares. Bright burning trails of fire, exploding in the air just meters away. Those weren't warning lights. They were military countermeasures, designed to confuse missiles, but at that distance, they could torch an engine or ignite the fuselage. Inside the patrol aircraft, alarms blared. The cabin lit up orange. For a few seconds, it looked like the sky itself was on fire. This wasn't a training exercise. This was real. And it happened over one of the most volatile and militarized regions on Earth, the South China Sea. The aircraft involved in this incident was a P-8 Poseidon, one of the most advanced maritime patrol planes in the world. It's based on the Boeing 737 airliner, but it's built for war, not passengers. On the outside, it looks like a commercial jet, but the interior is pure military technology. Inside, instead of rows of seats, you'll find mission consoles, radar screens, sonar operators, and advanced communication systems. Each seat is manned by a specialist monitoring the ocean below, scanning for submarines, ships, and even small boats. The P-8 carries an array of sensors, powerful radar, magnetic anomaly detectors, and acoustic buoys it can drop into the water to track submarines. It can also carry torpedoes, depth charges, and anti-ship missiles, giving it real offensive capability. The cabin hums with the sound of electronics, operators calling out bearings and coordinates. It's a flying command post, able to patrol for hours and coordinate with naval forces hundreds of miles away. So when a Chinese fighter jet drops flares just meters away from this kind of aircraft, it's not only reckless, it's potentially catastrophic. You're not just risking lives, you're risking a collision between major military powers. The United States and its allies refuse to recognize China's sweeping claims over almost the entire South China Sea. To demonstrate this, the U.S. Navy conducts what it calls freedom of navigation operations, missions that deliberately pass through contested waters to assert international rights. Recently, the USS Nimitz, one of America's most powerful aircraft carriers, entered the South China Sea with its full strike group. Alongside the carrier were guided missile destroyers, submarines, and patrol aircraft. They carried out flight operations, exercises, and surveillance, sending a message that these waters are not the property of any single nation. It's a routine move, but also a risky one. Whenever U.S. forces operate here, Chinese warships and aircraft closely shadow them. Sometimes they cut across their paths or fly dangerously close, just like the incident with the flares. One wrong move, one misread signal, and things could escalate in seconds. Over the past decade, China has transformed reefs and atolls into artificial islands. Using massive dredging ships, it has created entire bases where once there was nothing but shallow coral. On these islands, China has built airstrips, hangars, radar systems, missile batteries, and harbors for warships. These aren't just symbolic claims. They're real military outposts that extend China's range across the sea. With them, Chinese aircraft and ships can operate farther from the mainland, track activity across huge distances, and enforce what Beijing calls its sovereignty. From these outposts, the Chinese Navy and Air Force can respond within minutes to any aircraft or ship that enters the area. The message to everyone else is clear. This is our backyard. Stay out. China's military power has grown at an incredible pace. It now commands the largest navy in the world in terms of ship numbers. It has launched new aircraft carriers, advanced destroyers, stealth fighters, and long-range missiles designed to keep rival navies far from its shores. This network of Navy, Coast Guard, and militia gives China control not just through power, but through presence. And every encounter, every intercepted plane, every shadowed vessel reinforces that dominance. Now, imagine those flares again. Two planes flying at hundreds of kilometers per hour, only a few dozen meters apart. A flash of light, heat sensors triggered, pilots reacting in split seconds. It takes almost nothing for a situation like that to spiral out of control. If a flare hit an engine, or if a defensive system misread it as an attack, it could trigger a chain reaction. Missiles armed, emergency calls sent, orders misunderstood. In minutes, an accident could become an international crisis. That's the danger in the South China Sea today. So many ships, planes, and drones operating in the same contested space, everyone watching everyone else. It's a high-stakes balancing act where any mistake could set off a chain of events no one wants to see. But the rest of the region is watching. Countries like Japan, Vietnam, and the Philippines are increasing their defense spending, upgrading their navies, and signing new agreements with allies. It's not open war, but it is an arms race, one that keeps accelerating. Today, the South China Sea is crowded with submarines, warships, patrol aircraft, and drones. Every movement is tracked, every signal analyzed, every pilot on edge. One misstep, one wrong calculation, and that balance could collapse in an instant. The flare that lights the sky could be the spark that ignites something far bigger. In the end, that moment, a Chinese jet releasing flares near another plane, is a perfect symbol of today's world. It's bright, sudden, dangerous, and full of tension. It lasts only a few seconds, but behind it lie years of rivalry, ambition, and strategy. The South China Sea isn't just an ocean anymore. It's a living battlefield of influence, economics, and national pride. Every time a flare lights up that sky, the world holds its breath, wondering how long this dangerous dance can continue before someone finally crosses the line. So the next time you see a headline about the South China Sea, remember? It's not just distant politics. It's a slow-burning fuse, one that could redefine the balance of power for decades to come.